Welcome to True and Unpolished, the podcast, a Cusp culture production. Through this podcast, our intention is to uplift, inspire, and amuse.
Let's get authentic. Hello, it's Lydia
and Mary.
And I am 40, everybody. I just feel like I need to put that out there. I'm 40 now.
Okay? Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. You did it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Turn that corner.
And before we get started, I need to publish a correction. I made a mistake in a previous episode. And I feel like it's really important that we make sure that we are very accurate and that we're telling the truth. And several episodes ago, I mentioned that my husband is True and Unpolished #1 fan, and that needs to be corrected. He, in fact, is the #1 fan in the Northeast region.
Great.
I think it's Northeast that we're in, but we're going to go with that, a Northeast region. But there is another #1 fan who covers our Southeast region. And I need to apologize to this fan. I am so sorry that I did not acknowledge you properly. So everybody just know that, yes, my husband is a regional #1 fan, and we do have another one. Am I able to say that fan's name?
First name? I don't know if we asked permission, but
I didn't. You know what? I'll just ask for forgiveness if I get that wrong. So
okay.
David, you are acknowledged. Thank you so much for your dedication. We love you. Heart.
Yes.
One heart. I'm doing a heart right here. It's for you.
Heart emoji.
Heart emoji, David. Heart emoji. Okay. So
does it count if there's 2 hearts?
Well, if it's 2 hearts, then it's really, yeah, we'll do 2. We'll allow it.
I was a little bit confused about that, but so let me ask a question. What did you do for your birthday?
What did I do? I know.
What happened on your birthday?
What happened?
Because we've been talking about your birthday for a very long time.
Yes, we have.
And we talked about the ritual.
Yes.
And,
yes. I got all of, prior to the day, I got all of the ingredients that were necessary to make the birthday soup ritual, the birthday ritual soup that we did. Does that metaphor work at all? Absolutely not. But I got the Labradorite and I got the other one. What was the other one?
Sunstone.
I got
the essential oils.
The
sage. You got you got sweetgrass.
Sweetgrass. I got the sweetgrass. And so what I did before my birthday is I did a painting, right? Remember, I had to do an action. So I did a painting with the affirmation that you gave me, Mary, that says, I see magic. I didn't say I see magic in everything, but I did paint a very magical woman, and I wrote in paint on the canvas, I see magic. So that was lovely. And I thought, okay, good. I kind of did my ritual, right? But then what happened is that I was surprised. I had surprise after surprise on my birthday. And one of those surprises was that you, Mary,
yes,
were standing on my doorstep. And I did not know. You were very sneaky.
And you're #1.
That's right.
Southeast
region. That's right. And the Southeast regional #1 fan. I mean, and the Northeast region, it was him. It was our #1 regional fan here that, conspired with you, Mary, and the Southeast regional #1 fan that we got to think of it. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up with what are the things where you
hashtag?
Take y'all? I'm literally writing. Y'all can't
hashtag.
See okay, yeah. We're going to come up with a clearer way to say that. It's just
hashtag SE1.
Yeah, SE1, anyone. Anyone. That's awesome. Okay, so you were at my doorstep And then there was all kinds of things. And
well, let's go back to me showing up on your doorstep.
Let's go back to talking about me.
That was kind of a big deal.
It was a very, very big deal. It was a very big deal. It was a big deal for a lot of reasons because I had not.
I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, you
so I
did.
could fly out.
That is love.
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
That is.
And then you
so
Ubered from the airport and showed up. It was so fun. And what I did is I screamed and I said, I knew it. Because I did have an inkling that somebody was coming. And I thought, I would love for that somebody to be Mary. Well, really, I thought I would love for that somebody to be the #1 regional Southeast fan, the Southeast #1 regional fan. And so luckily, he came and he brought Mary, which was nice of him to do that. And what was great is it meant that you would be here to walk me through the ritual.
Right.
So we really wanted to update you on the ritual, everybody, because we know that you came along with us for the planning journey of the ritual. And so there was a parade of cars that, said happy birthday from their car with signs and things.
They even invited the fire department.
That's right. There was a fire truck. Yes, there was a fire truck.
Yeah. It was a pretty awesome parade.
It was a great parade. It was a great parade because it was about me.
Right. Because everybody was, showing up.
I felt very
that's
loved.
important.
It was. I felt very, very loved,
And well, I don't know if it's okay for me to say this, Lydia, but you're not always open to allowing that for yourself.
Yes, that's true.
So I think, one of the things that we've been talking about over the last several weeks is shifting that, that marking of your 40th birthday and kind of this new phase of life that you're moving into, being open to that magic. And you really didn't have a choice because it was forced on you. Regional fan, Northeast #1 fan was all about making sure the surprises were over the top.
Yes,
and
that's my husband, everybody, just so you know.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, he and you and Christy and Nicole, Carrie, there were so many people that were involved in making all of these special awesomenesses happen. Awesomenesses. I'm making up words. So it was lovely and I accepted it. I was able to, and it was magical. It was absolutely magical, which is wonderful because that was my intention, for this next part of my life is to see magic. And in order to really experience magic, one has to be open to that. And one has to be open to, allowing other people to.
It.
Yeah.
Because I know, I do that all the time. If somebody offers to pay for something or, to do something, like helping around my house or something like that, then a lot of times I'll say no because I don't want to put somebody out.
Yes.
And I know that is something that you do as well. And so being willing to be open to receiving in that way is so important.
I really think that it's key for everybody, for me, for everybody. If we are not experiencing our life as magical, then I think that what we need to do is look around at the ways in which we are blocking the magic. And I had this realization, and this is around this. So I had a realization while you guys were here. And I took a shower and we stayed at an Airbnb. And so I wasn't at home. Right. And I took a shower. And then right afterwards, I was cold because, I was done with the hot shower. Right. And I had this realization and I just started laughing when I experienced this feeling of being cold because I recognized all of a sudden it hit me the amount of energy I expend in avoiding the experience and feeling of being cold. Like at home, I have like heat lamp bulbs, so that when I get out of my shower, I am still warm. Like I never experience the cold feeling, and I keep my heat up at a certain temperature, right? Because I want to make sure that I never experience this feeling of being cold. I don't jump into pools because I don't want that experience of feeling cold, right? So I was allowing this feeling of being cold and realizing I have been blocking all kinds of magic. I mean, even if you just look at the won't jump into a pool, like really?
Right. And you know what? That's a skill, Lydia.
Oh,
Is jumping into a like ice cold, because we were talking about the polar bear thing,
right.
people that take the polar bear plunge. We were talking about that this weekend too.
Yes.
And actually it releases chemicals into your brain. And it's a jolt. So for people like the people that I've worked with that do self-harm behavior or have extreme urges, it's such an effective skill. Like, you know, I would like tell people, go fill a bowl with ice water and plunge your face in it.
Wow.
Yeah, like multiple times over and over again. So this is actually a skill that works really well. But you can do it by taking a cold shower or going on, just going like jumping into a cold pool or whatever. But it actually gives your body a jolt, and it essentially wakes your body up.
You know what? I know what you're talking about, because here's the thing. I mean, where we live, right? It's about to get real cold. It really does. Like I can be feeling very tired. I know. both of you are very excited about the fact that you left when you did. Right. But I have experienced that feeling of being tired or sad or down or heavy and walking out to the car, because I have to go pick up the boys or whatever it is, and feeling all of a sudden this rush of life, like I'm alive kind of feeling.
Right.
And so when I look back at my life and I think of all of the time and energy I spend in making sure that I don't experience this feeling of being cold, I have been blocking the magic, right? Like that's one of the ways I've been blocking magic.
One of the things that you said to us when we got there, that really resonated with me is, I realized recently that I have invited this experience into my life because like today it was her birthday and it was snowing on her birthday. And she said, every year, my whole life, I wanted it to snow on my birthday.
That's true. I did. Yep.
And so now I've finally gotten what I asked for, but this made me, you said this made me realize.
Yeah. Yes. Because at 3:47 in the morning on my birthday morning, I woke up and went to the window, looked out, and it was snowing. It was snowing. And I had that realization because I did. And where I lived before, it never snowed on my birthday, even though it was wintertime, and I would hope and hope. And actually, one of the games at the birthday parties when I was little is that my mom would take an ice cube or an icicle if we'd ever had icicles come, because, of cold temperatures over the winter, she'd put it in the freezer and save it. And then the game was you pass it around, and whoever was the last, person that it like fully melted on. I'm a little confused about how it worked out, and how one determined that you were the last one. I don't know, but it was one of the games. So needless to say, everybody,
if it melted in your hands,
then you won the prize or whatever. So yes, everybody, you are jealous that you didn't get to attend my childhood birthday party.
Icicle.
It was just craziness, crazy fun. So it's really neat how, and the other part of the cold thing is that I know I've talked to y'all about this before. Like I'm really trying to be intentional about embodying my life, like really being in the five senses, like experiencing the five senses.
Right.
One of the things I did is I bought a comforter that is like the softest thing that's ever been made. And like it's called Coma Inducer. And so I just love it so much. And I got satin sheets, and here's what I'll tell you guys about that. It is a nightmare to make the bed because everything just slides off of it. But when I'm in it, you know, I'm embodying, I'm feeling these different feelings. So, so that's another way that I'm inviting in the magic. And
so, okay, so we did the ritual because, you know, I was there and we just actually did it together in person.
Yes, we did.
And how do you think that went?
I think it went well. I have to tell you that it happened right after the parade, right after the surprise of you getting there, and then the parade, and the fire truck.
It was a little much.
You know, it was a lot. So I was spinning by this time. I'd been smiling a whole bunch, and I also, you know, this was the first time since the pandemic that other people had been in our house. You know, so you know, Mary. Number one Southeast region fan was there, and then Christy and Nicole came in, and so the four of us, Christy, Nicole, you and I, did the ritual together, and they all had talked about this beforehand. So the girls, each of them brought me something. And so, like Nicole, one of the things she did was like bring me a little worry doll, and Christy brought me a stone. I think it says joy. And Mary brought essential oils, which smelled much better than the ones that I ordered, just by the way. And so they each brought me something. And then Mary had us, remember, we had to do a doing, right? So us four gals, all, you know, it was like a slumber party. Everybody came up to my room. And Mary had drew a circle, right? So we started a mandala, and each one of the girls, like I started it, I drew something in the center, and then each one of the girls added on to it, right?
Right.
And then later, my children and my husband added on to it too. So I have this really awesome.
Any number one. Any number one.
And so now I have my altar. Remember, I was saying this, that I don't know why I don't have, you know, my altar. And I should say, when I say altar, I don't know what happens in you all's brain when you hear that word, but what I mean by altar is like a table, something that holds things that are sacred to you, right? And now I have it. And my mom sent me this awesome, praying woman with long hair. It's the statue that an artist made that's on now, that, and was it my husband? No. Yeah. My children and my husband gave me this butterfly dish. And so in that dish is all the things that the girls brought to me, and my essential oils. Right. And my sage, or my sweetgrass.
Yeah.
And so, and it's right in front of my Buddha fountain. And it is like, I have it now. I have my altar again. 'Cause I did that, you know, I had it, you know, for years. And then
I think one of the things that I noticed, because, and I'm just saying this because I think that a lot of times people get really weirded out about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And y'all, Lydia she was already a little, like she said, unwound from you know, all the surprises that had come before.
Yeah.
So it's really horrible timing for us to sit down and do this sort of sacred meditative kind of ritual thing.
Yeah.
But I know it feels raw and vulnerable.
It does. It did feel vulnerable.
Right. Sometimes, but I think it's because our minds make it a bigger deal than it is. And so it really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, what we did was we lit the sweetgrass just to kind of get that positive energy going in the air. Yeah. And then we just did the mandala. And kind of said a prayer affirmation kind of thing. I like to hold a stone in my hand just to have that grounding energy, or to kind of
Yeah, I held mine. I held the labradorite and the sunstone.
Yeah.
So I did hold them. And you're right. I think that, there's this voice in your head that's like, this is weird. You're a weirdo, that kind of voice. And the truth
Right.
is that it's not. What's weird is that we wouldn't mark things as sacred. That's why I wanted to have a birthday ritual, is that I wanted to do it to honor where I've been,
Mm-hmm.
to make sacred and sanctify where I am, and to, open up a sacred path moving forward. Like, that was what the ritual was for. And so I have to say that, it did feel vulnerable. Mary recorded us, and we've debated about putting that out there. So we may or may not do that at some point. I need to watch it because I didn't watch it. I don't really know I mean, and I really kind of I was having out of body experiences by that point, because it was so one surprise after another. And then first time since the pandemic where other people are in my home, and it was, and plus I never let anybody come into my bedroom. Mary's been in my bedroom. My husband's been in my bedroom. My children have been in my bedroom. Like, that's it. Because I'm
Right.
so private. Like, I don't know why, but when I think about it, like, my mom, I never went into my parents' bedroom except when I had nightmares, and, like, it was a place I didn't go, and so
Yeah.
to me it's like, and so that was vulnerable, even to, like, let everybody in the room. So but what I will say is that I believe that each of us, deserve a ritual. We deserve to honor where we've been, anoint where we are, make sacred where we're going. And you deserve it. If you're listening to this, it's because it is time. Yes, I'm talking to you. It's time for you to do a ritual. It's time for you to, honor your life, and invite in the magic. You deserve the magic, right?
Right. Well, and the vulnerability. That's all I was going
Oh,
to add
yes, the
is
vulnerability.
we can't, like with the cold story, we can't have the warmth
Yeah,
without the contrast of the cold, or we
yeah,
can't
yeah,
appreciate the warmth without the contrast of the cold. So they both serve a purpose, and one of the greatest purposes, they give us that contrast so we can actually see and feel the difference. And
yeah,
so being willing to be vulnerable and allow yourself to move into things that we haven't allowed before
yeah, yeah, yeah.
can be one of the greatest gifts that you give yourself.
Yes, it can. And so thank you so much for making that day so special, and for helping
You're
guide me
welcome.
through the ritual. I'm very grateful for you. And so in closing, mark on your to-do list, everyone. You're going to start beginning to think about a ritual, and possibly a table somewhere where you can put things that are sacred to you. And it can be a place that will hold the energy and intention of, this is where I go to nurture myself, to love myself, and to see the magic, to be open to the magic. Well, you've been listening to True and Unpolished, the podcast. Let's see what happens next.